Hi guys. So this next video, I want to make this video. Um, this video is about. This video is going to be about prayer, protection, a little more on a spiritual side than what I always do. But um, here's the thing: our culture is so very male oriented. You know, I just made a video talking about a man who was relaying a story about getting into an argument with a woman at a bar and then his girlfriend, and things escalated, and how the women on this man's live was completely justifying his behavior. You know, um, I talked about that, and so often, especially in our culture, we coddle, many people don't like that word, but we coddle our boys and our little boys. And I think we all know why, but just to go into like a really small little brief history, it comes from slavery. It comes from our mindset of slavery. It comes from our foremothers wanting to protect the boys, who were much more of a threat to massa than the girls, of course. And so if there's going to be any striking out, any retaliation, any hard labor, any beatings going on, it was more than likely going to be the boys. Now, they ain't really slack too much on beating the women either, or the girls either, but for the most part, it, especially during slavery, it was more of a, them just beating the men and the boys mercilessly. And so it became a thing of protection of the mothers, telling the little boys how to act, how to walk, how to behave yourself, how to, don't look at the master, don't look at his wife, don't, keep your eyes down, keep your voice, monotone or whatever, like don't raise your voice, and so it became like at the end of the day, like a protection thing. And then as we moved on with the police and dealing with the police and everything, it became a thing of, mothers telling their sons, who were 9 out of 10 times the victim of police brutality, way more than women and girls, um, how to behave, how to act, how to conduct yourself when you come upon these white men, the authority figures, police, whatever. And so it's just a thing in our culture of mothers protecting their sons. Of course, I gave my son those speeches, you know what I'm saying? Early 90s or whatever, when he was growing up. Not early 90s, but, later in the 90s as he was growing up. I gave him those talks. So anyway, um, but and so we in our culture have been very protective of men. I mean, I have to give credit and due. Everybody already knows it, to Cynthia G, who really was the first one who to really kind of begin to speak out about uh, black male worshiping culture. She really brought that to the light, whether we all knew it or not, and just didn't know how to say it or whatever. She brought it out, and it is absolutely true. And I give her credit for that. Um, and so at the end of the day, we don't protect our girls like that. Like, there is so much blame in the black community on the girls, young girls. Um, Whereas we don't do that to our. I mean, it's a very blatant, if we're honest, a very blatant distinction between how we treat our boys and how we treat our girls. Like, we really especially as mothers, expect our girls to, you know, begin a lot of times at an early age to start doing those womanly things, and, even taking up for the men and the boys, and, and like we teach them that male worshiping. Um, and so the boys, in a lot of ways, get a lot of coddling, like I have said. We don't do that for our girls. A lot of times, especially in Black culture, there is a lot, excuse me, there is a lot of animosity, I would even say, between mothers and Black mothers and daughters. Like it's some real, it's some real toxic stuff out there. Like, I mean, it's some real toxic stuff out there between Black mothers and their daughters, like real toxic, you know. Um, I'm not even going to get into that because this video is not about that. The video is about how we need to begin to pray for our girls. Not saying leave your sons aside, but I think there's enough protection on the men and the boys. We need to start putting that on our girls, because especially right now with this whole Black femicide uh, thing, with men just killing Black women, girls need protection. Girls need to begin to grow up with more protection around them. Like, there are honestly mothers, I was one, who would warn their sons about certain kinds of women. Now, on the flip side of that, you don't have a lot of mothers, and because of absentee fathers, you don't have fathers either, who talk to their girls about certain type of men and predatory men and what you need to look out for and how you need to protect yourself. Like, it's not as it happens, but it's not as big as we do our boys. You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of our girls are out here uncovered and unprotected. I also think that young women, although I know my channel is, I don't know, like my channel is not really geared toward really young women. They can watch me, of course. I want them to watch me. But I think my audience, from what I've seen and looked at the stats and everything, is more of a more mature women, older women. But I will say, I really think you young women need to get back to the time to where we are letting our uncles, dads, if they're around, father figures, if they're around of any type, brothers, cousins, whatever, meet these men that we are meeting. I really, really do. And I say that because there is a philosophy that is surrounded by Black women, whereas they know it's kind of a general consensus out there now that Black women are unprotected. And it's also a general consensus out there that Black men don't give a shit about protecting Black women. So, with that being the case, my prayer is that women who do have that support and do have those supporting men and males in your family, then, like I say, whether it's brother, cousins, neighbors, whoever, y'all need to get out of that, oh, that's my business, I don't want nobody in my business stuff, to letting these men that you're dating see and know that there are men who care about you in your life and in your family. Because when a guy just feels like a girl is just alone, just her and a bunch of women, or her and her mom, or just whatever, if he is abusive, if he is, it has ill will and ill intent, he'll do it much more when he knows that she has no male protection. And that's just the truth of the matter. Um, any man, some men who knows that a girl has a dad, and like I say, brothers and men like that who are around her and in her in her proximity, and she even lets him meet them. It's a different level. He gonna think twice. And I'm really being honest. He's going to think twice about harming her, the way he talked to her, the way he treat her, the way he whatever, because he knows it's the men that is holding him accountable. So that's number one. I really think that is we need to get back to protecting our girls in that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Also praying, mothers, women who have young girls and women who are dating age, and you care about them, we need to start putting prayers of protection around them, like on a daily basis, like seriously guiding their steps and their future with protective prayer. Um, Now, if you're one, you don't have no spirituality. You don't have to be no Christian to pray. You don't have to be no Christian to put good vibes, good meditation, good whatever on somebody. So if you got an issue with that, a problem with that, or with me saying that, please exit stage left, because I'm not going to get into no whatever about prayer. Because first of all, because I know it works. Even when I had took a step back from Christianity and especially ministry and everything, I still said protective prayers. I still asked for guidance and protection, and for my footsteps to be ordered, and I've always done that for myself. I've always asked for encamping angels, ministering angel. I've always prayed those type prayers, and they have always worked for me. They have always been good for me. You know, my daughter in the lifestyle that she was in, and um, the danger, man, the danger that my daughter could have gotten herself in so many times. Um, I honestly think it didn't happen because I was always praying for her. I was always, mostly because I was just scared of shit, you know. But I was always praying for her protection and praying that her steps and everything be led and guided, because she was being so foolish. She was being so foolish and could have got herself. I mean, it's so many young women who've done less, way less than what my daughter have done, who people don't even know where they at today. Like they're missing, or they're dead, or some type of foul play. Like, honestly, and of course, I mean, things can still happen, but I continue to keep my daughter in prayer. But my daughter was a prime uh, example of someone who could have got snatched up and sex trafficked, like so many times, just because of the lifestyle she was in, and she's really out here thinking she bad and she hard and all of this kind of stuff, and not heeding my warnings. No, Mom, you just old, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me, and these niggas, I ain't crazy, and I mean, that's the kind of stuff I would hear from her. And I'm sitting up here like, look, girl, you just don't even realize how damn vulnerable you are. Like, a dude can come along, pick your ass up, throw you over his shoulder, and you just be gone. Like you just in somebody's car. Like, I don't ever see you again. It happens all the time, even with grown women, you know? So that's just another misconception with even with so many young women, that just ain't nothing gonna happen to me. And it's so foolish. And because they're young and foolish a lot of the times, it is so imperative that we mothers especially start saying prayers over our girls. Protect prayers for their whole future. Like, I have been praying for my daughter's whole entire future since she's been little. Like 2, 3 years old, I'm praying already for whatever husband she might have, to be good, to be a provider, not to not to hit her, to protect her, to um, for her career, for her. Like, I've always done these things. And I really truly think that, especially in this time where we have our Black women and girls in so much danger and so unprotected, that we need to start praying for them. We more so, and I'm not saying that y'all don't do it. I'm praying. I hope you do. But if you don't, please start. Please start. Yeah, the young men or whatever, or yeah, the police and being a Black man in America. Yeah, true. But Black women have it hard too. And Black women a lot of times become the victims of these very same Black men who we out here calling and protecting. And that's just the truth of the matter. I'm not trying to pit one side against the other at all. I'm just saying we need to start praying a lot more for our women. Um, Pray for their, I truly believe in praying from birth. Like, when my grandson was born, and oh, by the way, I just found out I'm about to be a grandma again. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, um, from the time that my grandbaby was like in the womb, my grandson, I have been praying for him. Uh, and I'm going to continue to pray for him. Uh, and it's just something that is vital, no matter what, like I say, your spiritual beliefs or whatever are. We need to start covering our girls. We need to start protecting our girls. We need to start praying for their future, praying for these men who are in their lives. A lot of times we, as older women and just mothers and everything, we catch vibes. We catch, like, if you ever get to see or meet this dude, like I say, young women, you need to start letting your families and stuff meet these dudes, these guys, like, for real. Um, but when you do that, you need to start praying for this dude. If he gonna honestly be in your daughter's life, pray that he ain't violent to her. Pray that he don't hurt her. Pray that he get a job. Pray that he keeps a job. Pray that if he has a job, he will excel at that job and get higher positions. Pray for your daughter's children that she may or may not have. Pray for your grandbabies. I mean, pray and seal your children's, period, but especially your girls' futures. Like, these prayers work. I'm telling you, these prayers work. I'm going to cut the video off. I'm done. But I'm just saying, these prayers work because, like I'm telling you, my daughter, and even myself, when I was younger, I wasn't out there doing no crazy stuff like my daughter was doing, or just, some, I say crazy. Some people just say it's normal teenage stuff. Like, I heard that many times. But anyway, I wasn't doing that kind of stuff, but still the stuff I was doing, some of it could have gotten me into some trouble that I didn't want to be in. And so even then, I was praying, like, even then, you know. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's the video. I'm done. Pray for your girls. Put your girls in prayer. Try to start making it a point to meet these men that your daughters are seeing for over 2 and 3 months or whatever. Like, if they are becoming a steady facet in your daughter's life, then you need to really make a point to meet them. And my last point and example is that I just did that on yesterday. My daughter has been involved with a guy for a little while now at this point. And I have told her for months at this point, I need to meet him. I want to meet him. Like, I want to see who you're spending time with. Now, from the things that she's said and told me, he seems to be a decent dude. Like, he seems to be. But we also know people can put on fronts for a long time. So, but I did finally get to meet him on yesterday. And I just hope that he is who he seems to be. And call me weird, call me whatever, but I am a spiritual person. I am, my background. As some of you know, my family heritage and background is that of voodoo, and I'm not ashamed of that. And so he did shake my hand a couple times, and with that energy that was on my hand from him, I rubbed it off on a candle, said me a few things in that, got me a little bit of my oil and everything, and I burned some candles. I really did with that energy, because I need to know that this dude is good. I need to, if he has ill intent, maybe a prayer or something that I could say or give will change his mind. I mean, like, we are really out here in a time where it looks like devils are out here walking the planet. Like straight demons are out here on this planet, just roaming free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel sometimes I agree, because I've heard some people talking about we're in the book of Revelation, and I'm not going all the way with that, but I mean, it talks about Satan being released for 1,000 years. Um, I don't know how long. That's probably a lot of metaphor, but I'm telling you, right now, where we are in this time, it's something unnatural out here on this earth, out here on this planet. Like, it's some, yeah, it's some crazy stuff going on out here, and I could go a lot deeper into that about what I think, feel, and believe, but it's not relevant, and I'm not going to go into that. This not video is not about that. It's about praying for your girls. Pray for your girls. Keep them protected uh, at all times. You guys, once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment. Leave a question if you have. Um, some guidance in prayer. I can help you. I can guide you. I really can. If there's some things that you don't know what to pray for or how to pray, please let me know. I'm here to help. My heart is so with Black women. It is so with Black women. Yeah, it's with our community as a whole, but it's so with the Black women, because we Black women right now, whether we know it or not, we're in a transition. We are definitely in a shift, and our energy and our energy right now is really shifting things, and the way that energy shifts and how it shifts is very important, and can go almost either way. But um we're just in a shift right now, and we just need to be prayerful and stay prayerful. So, you guys, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and until the next video, we'll see you next time.